Hey, Alex Craig from the Dolinski Group. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to navigate your portal account, which will include things like saving homes, communicating with your realtor, as well as setting up searches and so that you can, or looking at searches anyway, so that you can really, most importantly, start looking at homes, which is what you care about. So why don't we go ahead and get started? One of the biggest things with doing home searches here pretty much is that every time you take a property search, you should be looking in here. You should be clicking a box in here, because let's say, for example, I click on the saved thing and it's not really intuitive, but now I don't have any saved homes, and there's no way for me to, if you click on all of these buttons, there's no way for me to find my search or my properties again. So what you have to do is you have to go in here. You can do your most recent search, or you can type in, let's say I want to look at homes in St. John's, Michigan. It gives me different options. I could look by school zone. I could look by taxable authority, if that's something that's important to you. Let me try that again. Don't know why I didn't pull anything up there. Let's try St. John's City here again. Let's try that one. All right. So I got 92 of properties. I'm viewing 90 of 92 properties in St. John's. And then, of course, if I want to go ahead and filter, I can filter my results here. And you can pretty much filter for, again, anything that you want. I always recommend to people, make sure that this thing is selected only as active. All the other statuses usually mean a home has an offer on it. And in order to, so you don't waste your time looking at a bunch of other properties, that already have offers on it. I think that's one of the biggest disadvantages with Zillow is you don't know if a property already has an offer on it, but you can come into the direct and get direct access into the MLS without having to talk to a real estate agent and know if an offer has, or if a home has an offer on it. To me, I think as a consumer, if I was you guys, if I wasn't a real estate agent, I would be salivating over this, because that allows us to get the information without having to talk to a real estate agent, which is more information into the hands of the consumer, which is what I love. The second, the second thing that you want to make sure is here is that we're only searching residential. I mean, unless you are looking for commercial. If you are, there's a good chance you wouldn't be watching this video anyway, since I deal exclusively with residential. So here we can go ahead and search by any of the criteria that we might have here, current price, etc. Property subtype, always recommend that's selected as single family unless you are looking for a condominium. And then we'll just leave it at that. There's 33 listings, and we want to search for them. And hey, we can look for them. Cool, awesome. And the other thing up here, right next to the filter search result, allows us to sort these properties. We can do most recent, so what hit the market the soonest, or we can do any of this information here, pricing, high to low. Rating is only going to be specific to you. So if you rate each property, it'll filter out for the properties that are rated. Otherwise, none of them are going to be rated. So, what I love about this now here moving forward is you have a couple options of what you can do with each individual property. So if I like this property, I can save this listing. And by selecting the star, as you can see, it now saved to my my saved listings account there on the side. Or I can hide this listing. Let's say I never want to see it again. Like, I hate this home. I don't ever want to see it again because I know I'm not interested at all. I can actually hide the property, and now I'll never see it. And I love that because, as as a consumer, or when we're searching on Zillow and stuff like that, we're constantly updating our search. We're constantly looking for these new homes. And what we find is that we're going through the same homes that we've seen on the market, day after day, day after day, day after day. But you're not interested in it. And to me, that's just like a time suck. And so by hiding homes, we give ourselves the opportunity to actually filter out all the homes that we already know we're not interested in, and really save some space so that we can look up the homes that we are interested in and that we are looking for. So again, if you click on these three dotted bars, that are vertical there, You can save, hide. You can copy, share the link to share with somebody if you'd like. Send it to your real estate agent through a text message or whatever. And then the other thing that you're able to do is you're actually able to contact the agent about this property. And there's two methods I always say that you can contact an agent here. You can contact the agent about this specific property, and say, hey, Alex, I would love to see this. And you can send them a message. Boom, sent. All right. And so, but yeah, obviously, as you can see, the search comes up here, so you can actually click this button if you wanted to also make a message, and just make a general message, blah blah blah. You can certainly do that and use that tool. But yeah, so what I love here, like I said, you can save this home. I'll say I don't like that home, hide it, never gonna buy it. This one's cool. Not my style, not my style, not my style. Oops, I accidentally clicked that up. But anyways, you can continue to go through that and just hide some of these properties so that they don't show up for you anymore. And then once we do click on one of the photos, we can get all the information on the property that we might want to know. Again, we can, here's all the photos. We can see all the photos, expand it to large view. Here's all the property or the listing description, square footage, the basic information here. Here in the general information, we dive into a little bit more detail in terms of school district, taxable township, what subdivision it's in. Here's all the legal information. Then we scroll down to the square footage of the property, number of bedrooms, taxes. We can also see some of the information here in terms of baths and what the exterior is made of, roughs on, just all this sort of stuff. We can see what loan types they're accepting. We can go down here and we can see rooms, room sizes and stuff like that, room dimensions of what rooms they are. So, that allows us to get pretty specific in terms of that. And the only other thing that I would say too here is if you overlay, you can do an overlay here, if you'd like, or not, turn it back off, whatever floats your boat. But that's how to do a basic search on the property. Obviously, the last thing I was going to say is, yeah, you could contact an agent when you click on a property. And again, it pulls it up here. You can send them a message. Hey, love this property. Would love to see it. So then we can go ahead and here we can see our hidden. And sometimes, if you're collaborating with your real estate agent, this section will say hidden by agent, and your agent can actually hide homes too because they may not be relevant or you've already seen them, but you didn't like it. There's no sense of it continuing to show up in your search results if if you went to go and see a house and you didn't like it, you might as well hide it if you can. So, and then this section is obviously hidden by you. Pretty self-explanatory. Recommended are homes that your real estate agent might recommend. It's pretty straightforward. They say, hey, I saw this house, you might like it. Just thought of you. And so here's the only thing where I was talking earlier about the ratings. With the ratings, you can actually rate your properties because if you like a home, you can actually give it a rating from 1 to 3 stars. Intuitively, there's no really, I imagine 3 stars is the highest rating you can give it, 1 star being the lowest rating, obviously. So 3, you really like it, 2's like, hey, I like it, 1's like, yeah, I kind of like it, it'd be worth seeing and stuff like that. But like 3 I'd say is like, I want to write an offer on this property today without even seeing it. So you can definitely rate those, giving it a 1 star, giving it a 3 star, and then giving it a 2 star or something like that. And then we can rate, then that's when we are able to go ahead and search from the rating low to high or high to low. And then your news feed here will be anything if you have a saved search set up inside of your FLEX account. And so that's where you will get any of your news feed information there. So let me go back and see if I can pull up St. John's Homes. And let's see here. Filtering search. Alrighty. So yeah, you can play around with the tool, and sort of start looking at properties and everything like that. The only last thing to mention is if you have a preference to your account information you want to put in, if you want to receive emails, don't want to receive emails, you can click that back like, hey, I don't want to receive emails. I do want to get messages by emails. If you don't want that, that's okay. You can too. Any date, you can go ahead and remove your account and get rid of it. That's not an issue either. So that kind of concludes our rundown of how to use the Flex portal account there. If you are, interested in searching for homes, and I think getting direct access and not wasting time on sites like ultimately like Zillow and stuff like that, that you might be exploring and using right now.